Welcome back to my channel. If you watched the last video I did, you'll know that we did a repair on this fender. There was a ginormous hole here. We cut it out, put in a patch panel, got it fixed up. We also discussed that I'm going to remove the gas doors on this truck because my fuel tank is located underneath the bed, and so I have my filler hole also located in the bed, and I have no need for both of these gas doors. So as of right now, I'm planning on getting rid of the passenger side one, but I will probably also be getting rid of the driver's side one. But today we're just going to focus on doing the passenger side. And to accomplish that, I've made up a patch panel here. It's got a little bit of a curve that fits the body line. And my plan is to flush this up against the side of the truck, and I've got it marked kind of where the door silhouette is on the inside, and I'm going to try to cut real close to the edge and cut through both layers at a time, but only do small sections at a time. And so as I'm doing it, hopefully everything will just stay flush. And then I'll slowly work on cutting, tacking, and then once it's all there, I'll take my time tacking and grinding down my welds, and then we'll go from there. The first thing we got to do is clean this up. I'll clean up this, redraw my line, then clean up this, redraw my line. That way when I tack my panel, I'll know it's where it needs to be. Now that we've got this cleaned up, we're going to go ahead and lay it up here and get it tacked on so we can start cutting and getting it tacked to the side of the truck. Alright, so we got this piece cut out. The method that I've used many times, and it usually works pretty well, but this time it did not work well at all. So typically I'm able to overlap, cut through both pieces, and then kind of align them as I go, as I've already explained that. I don't know what, I think this piece right here was just too rigid. And so I ended up having to just cut the whole thing out. And then on this side, for some reason I was having a hard time getting through the original piece, and I ended up grinding away some of the patch panel. And so now I've got a big gap, and I hate that, but I can fix it. It's not that big a deal. It's just take me some time, a lot of patience, which you need to have anyways when doing this kind of welding, so you don't overheat your panel. But I'm going to start going through. I've turned the heat down a little bit on my welder. I'm going to just start slowly welding at these. After I've welded a few more spots, I'm going to take some of them down. Again, just try to take my time with it. And then if I do the other side, so I've used this method many times. It usually works wonderfully. Not sure why it didn't work this time. What I will probably do with the other side is what I ended up doing with the bottom, and I think the bottom came out pretty well, is I just went ahead and cut at the edge of my patch panel. And so if I take my patch panel on the other side and lay it up against the bed, and then instead of trying to cut through both, just go ahead and cut around it, I think that will give me a lot smaller gaps to weld. So if I do the other side, that's the method I'm going to do. I've done both. They both work pretty well. I do like the method I was trying to do just because I feel like when it works right, which you can kind of see up here, you end up with really small gaps. This side here is pretty good too. So everywhere I was able to do it seemed to work pretty well, except for this side. And then the bottom, like I said, I just cut the edge. So that one did fine too. I'd much rather weld this than this, but I'd rather weld that. So it's trial and error. I'm not a metal worker by no means. I just enjoy doing this stuff. So learning as I go. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some more welding and then clean up some welds.
Hours later.
We have finished up removing the gas door on the passenger side. Didn't go as smooth as I would have liked, but nonetheless, we got it done. I've got some low spots. There's a couple pinholes here and there. I'm not going to chase any of that down. I did have a little bit of an indention here. Went ahead and used the stud welder, pop that dent out a little bit, and then I will take and do a skim coat, a body filler. Shouldn't be too thick, just enough to kind of cover up the welds and fill in some low spots. And then I'll be able to sand that down, block it a little bit, prime it, and then block it some more. And then we'll be ready to paint after that. I don't know if I'm gonna do the other door. I may end up leaving it just because, one, it's just kind of the natural look to have the door on that side. And then two, if you ever wanted to switch back to a regular tank, you'd have the spot for it. Having the door there won't hurt anything, even if it's not being used. So I'm going to give it some thought, but as of right now, I'm leaning towards probably leaving it, even though this really wasn't that bad of a job. And I think I know, if I do it a second time, I think I know how to do it a little easier and make my welding easier. So there you go. Thanks for watching.